Hello everyone and welcome to a live, not so live stream. I was going to do this live, but I have a lot of projects that I work on and I don't want to accidentally show you something, not you, but the sheriff's department or anyone else that's related to them, what I'm working on. So my projects remain very private. But I do want to draw your attention to something up here. Let's look up a couple emails. I just want to show you guys something before we even start. I'm going to show you a bunch of police files and things like that, and kind of give you a general overview as to how I obtain open records. It's convoluted, and right now they're using a lot of prior restraint to keep me from publishing stories by denying me open records, which is a violation of the Georgia Open Records Act. They're frustrating the process too. So let's go up here. We're going to look at this one real quick because I caught this internal affairs guy lying again. I put in this request. I've already shared this on my community tab. In case you guys don't know, I put a lot of updates on my community tab. I've kind of slowed it down lately because I found out that a lot of those posts were just being sent out to everyone who's got the notification turned on. That wasn't my intention, so I apologize for that. The goal is to educate. That's my goal, is to educate and have you walk away from my posts and my videos with something you may not have known. Now, this is an open records request I sent in to PIO, the Public Information Officer at the Richmond County Sheriff's Department, looking for more of Richard Russell's body cam. And basically all I did was I used his arrest to narrow this down to be specific as to what I want. Now, here recently, they even blocked sending me these arrest by adult lists. It just goes along with everything else Caleb Lee is doing at the Richmond County Sheriff's Office to frustrate the process of the Open Records Act and to constantly violate the law. And I'm going to show you an example of that right now. I've already shown you quite a few examples in my community tab. I've caught this joker, man, lying so damn much. I've checked these exemptions. I'll tell you what they are real quick when we get down to it. But basically, what I wanted was the first page of all incidents, use of force by Richard Russell, and all of this body cam right here, which is derived from that arrest list. The response I got back was denied. These are exemptions. And 501872A4 is an exemption on prosecution, litigation in courts. If these cases are still in the court process, which I've cross-referenced a couple of them using the date that's on the arrest record and the address, and I can't find anything on these particular cases. So he also made an exemption on these last two, which is 501871J, which basically is, and if you ever want to know what that is, you can go to the Attorney General's website, and they have the open records there, so you can look at it. But we'll go and look at this real quick. 501872, I always validate this every time because this is how I catch them lying. 501871J, which is basically saying that they don't have to produce records if they're not in existence. Now, let me explain what that really means. So, the original meaning of this is, let's say an officer didn't turn his body camera in on a Tuesday night, and you requested that particular body cam footage on a Thursday. Well, since he didn't turn it in yet, you can't get it, and they will give you this exemption right here. Now, that's not the case here. The case here is Russell didn't turn his body cam on at all. Now, there's a new law going to be passed in the state of Georgia, which is, let me show you what it is. Just recently found this. Title 35 Police Accountability Act. It's being run by the Attorney General's office, so I'm not expecting anything to change here. Only thing that's going to change is all police departments in the state of Georgia will be mandatory as of July 1st, 2024, to wear body cameras. So there's still a couple counties around me that don't have body cameras. Typically, those counties don't come up in conversation or what have you. a lot of the information I get is in circles, in the circles that I'm in. So yeah, he made those exemptions, but he did send me the use of force, the first page of each use of force by Richard Russell. And if we look over here, we'll see Richard Russell has 263 arrests. However, let's go back to the folder here. I got a lot here, so if I get a little jumbled up, I apologize to you guys. I'm going to go all the way back up. We'll do it by list, and they modified. And this is the use force. This is what they sent me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 of 263 arrests. Every bit of body cam, every bit of body cam I have on him shows him attacking someone to some degree. So I find that 10, that the math don't add up. So what do I do? I knew that when I got it. So what do I do now? Well, this is a real simple one to solve. Let me see if I have it here. I've already started making a video on this knothead right here. Some new de-escalation laws are coming into play. And okay, so this is what I fire back at him. You're missing some of the use of force sheets. I have body cam of Richard Russell using use of force on 10/20/2020, which I do. The video's on my channel. I'll put a link below this video. And I have the other one when he used to double tased. Well, neither one of these are on or in the UFO packet. So there's 2 missing that I know of, which it just really goes to show you the level of their mindset. Like, they're not even willing to do that kind of research to see what I have already, see what they've already given me, because I got this body cam from the same person. Now, so of course I filed a complaint with the Attorney General on that, and I'll show you how I do that. It's kind of, listen, man, I track everything, and this is not all of them. Most of the complaints, I record these with OBS, much like I'm doing right now. And that's the Attorney General, Chris Carr. And I screenshot all emails. I record all of my complaints. I keep track of everything. And every time there's a new edition or a new open records, I download it. I get it and I study it. So let's just go back out of this. I just made a video about Chris Carr today, published it. Hope you guys have watched it and hope you enjoy it. It's of course, most of my videos don't get monetized, so it's just really for public information, for you to see the contrasting story about what he's saying to his voters versus the reality of what's going on. Now, this is not an attack on Chris Carr, but I am really tired of filing all these complaints and not having anything done about it. How many complaints have I filed? This many. It's ridiculous. And not a single one of them. There was one with the Towns County Sheriff's Department, and the Attorney General advised me to seek legal counsel, basically to sue them because they are in violation. And that silly ass damn lawyer out there, he thinks he's being funny about stuff. Listen, I'm not done with that. We're going to skip back around it out here pretty soon. But let me go back to this. So in order to start the open records process, you have to have a name. Now, I don't just randomly target cops. I already have a name. I've already either had a run-in with them or someone has notified me and said, hey, check this guy out. And that's what I do. I don't go around. I'm not a First Amendment auditor. I'm not a cop watcher, although I participate in those activities. And those activities are very valuable. Those skill set is very valuable to know, because it will give you an opportunity to gain insight into an officer at close range. So you can see what they're doing, hear what they're saying, and videotape them and see if there's any issues, as you've seen in my most recent video with Beasley, telling me to step back on the sidewalk. And I made him give me a lawful order to do that. And at some point in time, I will file a lawsuit on him. I got 2 years to do it. Plenty of time. For that, it may seem small and trivial, But in the grand scheme of things, what else is he willing to do in that public place right beside the police department, acting like he controls the sidewalk? He has no legal authority on that sidewalk to make any commands. But anyway, I'm not going to go and bitch about that. That video's there if you guys want to check that out. So yeah, that's what it is, man. I'll start off, I'll send a request in. I'll give you some of my earlier ones. I will say that William McCarty is now a lieutenant with the Richmond County Sheriff's Department. He was the open records custodian, and he was probably one of the most transparent. I'm not going to say he hasn't sandbagged me. I'm sure he has. But for the most part, if I asked him for something, put in a request, he really did the best he could to meet that request. Unlike what I'm dealing with right now, is constant resistance, constant frustration, constant violations, and the Attorney General will not do anything about it. It's a very large police department. If they're doing this to me, what are they doing to everyone else? All right. So I told you guys I'd show you guys some police files. Well, here we are. Here's one of my main police folders. I have another folder way down here with more media in it. So, but this is my main one right here. We'll just go in here. And this is where I keep a lot of the audit materials, cop watching, anything that I'm doing out on the streets. I'll make folders for it, keep it here. If I'm going to a government building, I'll go ahead and do an audit while I'm there. Not a full-on audit, not like some of the guys that do it, professionally, and that's their thing, and that's what they always do. I'm not like that. I'm more of I like to glean information from the experience. I'm looking for clues. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking for anything out of place. I'm looking for anyone that has an issue with what I'm doing. I'm looking for police officers that have the wrong posture, I guess you can say, that look like they want to start some trouble. Some of my first audits, and when I do these, I don't always get the story right up front. Get the documents right up front and do an investigation. Oftentimes I'll wait until something happens or a name comes up, and then I'll start getting more information. But this is one of those instances. Was one of my first audits. No, it's not even an audit. It's just me basically walking by a police officer. But later on down the road, she was one of the 7 officers that was involved in the death of Jermaine Jones. She was not there when the incident took place that I know of. I don't know when the incident took place. I don't know when he was actually. We don't know where she stands in all this. And I don't have any more details other than that. They're not releasing anything. So basically, we go down here. We can see this is one of the officers that got locked up for beating up one of the inmates in the jail. And what this basically means right here, file review required. He's about to get decertified for that. Chances are. Don't really know, because I have seen it where that didn't happen. And this is him. Basically, they grabbed the guy and picked him up by his hands and legs. The video's on my channel. You can check that out. It's actually in the last video of Chris Carr. It's embedded in that video. There's 2 incidents at Richmond County Jail. So that was one of the officers. Didn't get a lot of information on him just yet. And this is a story this is a pretty large story that I'm working on right now. It involves a lot of moving pieces. And I'm currently waiting on some video deposition. I hope that's what I'm getting, is video depositions. But this is what it's about. I don't really have a lot of time to edit this video tonight, and I've been wanting to do this, kind of take you guys through some of the things how I do what I do, and why I do it, and how I go about getting records. So this is the story. Like I said, this is a police officer right here. He was a police officer. He has not been fully decertified yet. It's still going through the Georgia Post Council. His file's under review, as I just showed you. No, that's not the one I showed you. Here's his. Yeah, post-review action required. Okay, so all of these certifications have already been revoked. There's no chance of him coming back from this. That's going to be a done deal. And I have the deposition on this. It's a really crazy case, man. I tell you, I'm baffled by it. The amount of research that I put into it so far is incredible. Several weeks now I've been working on this. So basically at this point I have, let's see which one I have. And go back up in here. I seem to be missing a file. No, here it is right here. So we'll look over a little bit right now because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get this video done, guys. So we'll just kind of share it. It's not a very long. It looks like it's long, but it's a lot of duplicate stuff in here and a lot of just jibber jabber junk, numbers and stuff, stuff about him, his social security card. It's all redacted. There's nothing you can see. But a lot of it's just stuff I haven't really had time to really dial in on yet. I'm a good ways in on it, but I still have a lot of work to do. So let's kind of go up and see what this is kind of about here. Basically, I'll just kind of, let me open it up full screen, and then you can just watch the video and pause it and read it, because I'm not going to read over all this. So basically what's going on here is he was a police officer for the city of Snellville. The gist of it is he left Richmond County Sheriff's Office, and there was an investigation on Felicia Harris, and somehow he was involved in this investigation. I don't know to what degree. All that information has been hushed, and who knows. But I will say this: he left the Richmond County Sheriff's Office once that investigation got off the ground, and he went to some type of rehab or whatever, and ended up moving back to the Atlanta area and got a job with Snellville, and he didn't disclose the details of the investigation. The allegations against him was made by his ex-wife or current wife. I don't really know what the status of that is. I don't care, but he was accused of some things, and he didn't mention that. So this is the deposition of them talking to him. Let's go back, make sure I got the right page. Sorry if I confused you a little bit. That's where we started, on page 5. So it goes down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got this. It's really weird. It's a little different as we go down, but this is all compacted, so it's a lot easier. So we'll go here, and 13, 14. You can pause the screen to read this if you want. Go to the next page. You can pause the screen if you want. Man, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. It's Saturday night. Next page. It seems like a fairly weak deposition, to be honest. Hopefully I get the video of it, because his mannerisms is really what's going to tell the tale. But if I hope you had a chance to look over that. If not, just use your space bar. Use space bar. Let's get out of here and go back over to my folder. But yeah, man, a lot going on with this guy. He's involved in a lot of stuff. There's videos of him on YouTube. It's kind of how I found out about him. There's a lot, man. So working on that. Aaron Jones is one of the officers who was at the Riverwalk when I got the trespass on railroad, and these are all his documents. I mean, he's probably retired by now, but really old. He's been around with the sheriff's department for a very long time. So nothing really there. Just invaluable information I'll probably never be able to do anything with. And Barnett, the officer that pulled me over for my tail light, I've already made a video on that. Nothing really with him. Beasley, the cop that I had to run in just the other day. Some of his previous body cam, which is nothing to it. His IA file, we'll open that up. I showed it in the video, but I'll run back through it real quick again. Basically all about damaging his police car and stuff like that. It's a lot. This guy stays busy. And as you can see in the video, he earns it, man. He really does. I ain't gonna go through all that. You can watch the video if you want, and read it all, because it's a lot, man. It goes on for a while. So we'll just go ahead and close that on out. And I've already shown all that, so we'll go back out of that. I don't know what's in here. Oh, Lucas Grant, the lieutenant that thought I was breaking into the police station. We'll get his personnel files through a discovery motion later on down the road, because I'm almost sure I was sandbagged on this one. Go out of that. And Patrick Young. Again, you know, he's a high-ranking official. They're not releasing much on him. And I keep track of all of my payments and what have you. Whenever I pay them, all the money orders, yes, a lot, and stuff like that, and the corresponding emails as well. Body cam. And Brenda May, she's just an open records custodian. I've never really had any dealings with her, so I did request to get her picture and her disciplinary file just to make sure. And of course the Bungalow Road, I've already made that video. So quite a few things there. That was a pretty intense video to make. And of course, what started it all, what really started it all was this, the CDC and their nonsense. I went to the CDC to take some pictures, and there's an entrance on Clifton Road. It's a public entrance. It's for visitors. You just drive in, and you can either go through the gate or you can make a U-turn and turn around and go back out. And I was just making the U-turn because I wanted to get some pictures of those buildings. So this cop, A. Peterson, they are protecting him like crazy. He's with the Federal Protective Services, as you can see here. And so here it is right here. This is what started it all. On Tuesday, July 14, 2020 at 12:35, I was approached at the main canopy on the Roy Bow campus. I wasn't actually on the campus. I was on the road turning around in his red 2013 Dodge Charger when he was stopped and questioned by a security officer that redacted his name because they're protecting him. I'm not sure if he's with Federal Protective Services. They will not say. They won't release any information. This is a federal organization. The CDC is a federal organization, and it is unknown if this guy, A. Peterson, is a federal officer or not. So, but they protect him like crazy. And of course I told him I was just taking some pictures, and he observed my Canon EOS M50 with telephoto lens, which I don't even own. It wasn't a telephoto lens. It was a very expensive lens, a Sigma lens that I had. States that I made an attempt to remove the camera from SO whatever, A. Peterson, and he reached and removed the camera from the passenger seat and immediately notified his inspector with the Federal Protective Services sergeant, and they're protecting him too. And yeah, man, that's that's what you deal when you dealing with federal. Then this is the camera. That's not a telephoto lens. That's a 17 to 50 millimeter Sigma lens. And yeah, he took it in his little guard station and took pictures of it and all while I was on a public road. That road was public. There was nothing private. There was no checkpoint. I didn't have to pass anyone. He come running at the guard stand. Now I have a lot of media on this. It's all it's all another folder. It's just too much. But just know that this is about the time when Long Island started his channel. So I really started watching his content because I legit thought I broke the law when I was taking pictures of the damn CDC from a public road, which is crazy. How many other people feel that way? Alright, so let's get out of that. But that's what started off for me, man. That's what really got me into this, and it got me to think, man, some really dirty ass damn people. Because the thing is I was surrounded by multiple police agencies, and I was so scared, man, that I was going to go to jail over taking pictures, that I didn't even think to get people's names and badge numbers or any of that stuff. I was just relieved to get the hell out of there when they finally let me go 30-40 minutes later. And by the way, none of the agencies are giving up any body cam from any of those police officers that were there. None of them are owning up to it. None of them want to talk about it. Blah, blah, blah. It's okay. They got one. But if anybody wants to know or wants to publicly or openly thank someone for what I do, his name is A. Peterson. And clearly he works in some capacity at the Federal Protective Services. He needs to be investigated. So here we go to Christopher Brown. Haven't gotten all his information yet. I've been dealing with a lot of roadblocks with Richmond County, as I've shown you with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office in regards to open records. So we'll be going back and getting some more stuff on him. He was one of the officers involved in the Jermaine Jones death. And of course I have a video on this about the guy that pulled the flip phone out on me. Just a terrifying event, I guess. And I don't know, it was a church, man, the FBI raided. Some really spooky characters. My man here with the flip phone in disguise, and looks to be a burner phone and a burner truck, jumping out and taking pictures of me and stuff. The video's on my channel. You can check that out. So all the media that I have from that, and of course the body cam, Officer Camacho, which is right here. I'll let you watch a real quick segment of this.
This is one of those First Amendment auditors.
Yeah, I just get the videos and archive them. If it's highly unlikely this officer right here will ever come up in any kind of conversation, because he just.
You Jacob?
Yeah.
All right.
This guy.
So he's a First Amendment auditor. He does this on purpose.
So you guys know about
He does this to get us out here so he can see what we're going to talk about. That's what he does.
He'd be exactly right. That's exactly what it was for. To see what this guy would say on Officer Camacho's body cams. Here's what I'll tell you. If you're in a situation where you're filming and the police show up and someone called the police on you, let them huddle off to the side. Well, first, make sure the officer's body cam is recording. Of course, I had no idea his body camera was recording on this, but per their departmental policy, they're supposed to turn it on. Yeah, let them huddle, man, and let them talk. Give them all the time in the world, because the longer they talk and huddle, the more crazy stuff they say. Well, I'll show you something about that in a minute too.
So technically, he's off your property.
I have him recorded on our property.
He was on the property.
Yes.
And she was hiding her face early in the video, and it's just hilarious to me that she thought that she was in some type of a private world. Guess what? You're not.
On the grass.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys own it?
It's our church.
Nope.
But you guys own
Public
the
easement.
land? You guys bought the land and built the church?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want so I go over there and tell them, like, hey, man, they just don't want you on your grass. He does it for YouTube. Yeah, he does it for YouTube. He does it for likes and views, and he likes to try to get us all put together, and you know, us. That's what he likes to do. That's all it is. That's all it is.
So
He's not gonna go. No, he's not gonna go until he feels he's ready to go.
I think his car's parked behind that van.
He does it on purpose. He does it everywhere. Every zone. He goes downtown. He goes everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere he can go, he likes to do it. Yep. Yep. He does it just to do it. I'll try to talk to him.
I love how he's trying to explain to the cop that I was hiding in a ditch, because I was playing peekaboo with him. He's explaining that like that was some type of criminal activity. Like everything this guy's trying to explain, he acts like it's some type of criminal activity. Not only that, wait till you hear this.
I was getting too rowdy and all that stuff. Look, man, they just don't want you. You just don't want him on the property, right? And by all means, he can stand over there if he wants.
And just tell him we didn't know who he was because we have kids. We just don't want to.
Yeah, you don't need to know who I was. And there was no kids the whole time. That's the problem. Where are the kids? They got all this playground equipment in this place, but there's no kids playing outside at all. But they got this giant barbed wire fence around the property on the backside. When's the last time you seen a church with barbed wire fence? They have a no trespassing sign at the front entrance. When's the last time you seen a church with a no trespassing sign?
It's, if you can
1,000%. I will. 1,000%. Thank you, guys.
So that's it, man. Mr. Jacob learned his little lesson there today. Me and Georgia Constitution Media did go back and do a follow-up visit with no interaction whatsoever. They learned, and now that they've seen themselves on YouTube, then they know better. That you're not in a private place. Even if you're on this property and I'm on the sidewalk, I can still film. That's what they don't understand. So now that they've learned their lesson, and now that they know all that, well, they don't come back outside no more. But I would like to know where these so-called alleged children are that he kept talking about, because if you watch my video, I didn't cut anything out of that video. There's nothing. There's a old broke down little playground. Somebody should be investigating that. But anyway, enough of all that nonsense. Let's get down. I'm getting a little wound up now, guys. I know the video's long, and it's okay, man. It's YouTube. We can have long videos on YouTube. You can pick it up and watch it whenever you want to. But I want to go through a lot of this and try to give you a lot of insight on what's going on here. So here's another officer that I'm going to be looking into, 100% for sure. Let's go and see. He is currently employed by the Sheriff's Department. And this is what you'll see on their certification when things are good. Okay. What we got over here? Got some complaints on him. We'll look at a couple of them. Not a lot. Just put the old space bar and you can read it. Something about a receipt at Walmart, man. I don't know. Looks like Walmart's in the news a lot lately over this whole receipt thing at the front door, where you have. Here's the thing, and here's the way I look at it. You have ordinary private citizens detaining people. They don't have any certification to do that. They have not been trained by the Georgia Post Council to have that power to detain anyone. And that's a big problem. Let's go over and find another one, show you guys. Yeah, not a whole lot on this guy, but I have heard I need to be looking into him, so I will. What is this right here? Courthouse. This may be the video where I went to Jarrett Williams' office. I've got that on here on my channel as well. Courthouse, Coweta County. Nothing there. And Danko, definitely will be looking into getting a couple scoops of old ice cream Danko. This is his internal affairs file, where they get all the write-ups. I'll just run it through. This is a crazy one right here. So basically, he was just saying that on Tuesday, Danko, along with Deputy Sanford Corbett and Jason Darman, were working a funeral at Woodlawn United Methodist Church on Walton Way, when someone transmitted over their CB radio in an inappropriate manner. The transmission was something to the effect of someone kicking someone's ass. This transmission was also heard over the PA system in the church during the funeral. Upon investigation, the 3 deputies in question told Major Weaver that it wasn't them and they didn't know who it was. Upon further investigation, and several days later, Danko admitted to Major Weaver that he was the one that was talking on the CB. Oh, Lieutenant Danko. Let me show you who Lieutenant Danko is real quick. It's kind of important here. Just kind of so you can understand why I'm looking at his files. Let's go find our favorite. Richard Russell. This way. Go by kind and body cam. I believe this would be the one that we're looking for. Yes, it is. Maybe just type in this one. I'm not going to show. I've already had this video up on my channel, so you can go watch it if you want to. I don't want to show it in this video. At least want to have one video monetized. That'd be great. All right, so this is Danko right here.
I don't know, what did I just say? Let me tell you something. I have you have been obstructing me if you won't listen.
That guy, because I'm afraid of that guy's going to shoot me.
But you're not being shot right now. You're right. Have a seat.
Okay, but I want you to. What else for obstructing what? Obstructing what?
I'll explain all that to you in just 1 second,
You
okay?
have a reason, man.
Okay.
He's trying to choke me. He's trying to choke me.
See how funny he thinks it is? Yeah, that's why I've got his files. I'll be getting some of his body cam for sure. 100%. Guaranteed.
That was beautiful, actually. That was just beautiful.
So, just to give you a little context, he just tackled a homeless man in the middle of the road because the homeless man was being held at gunpoint by a homeowner who thought the homeless man was in his yard, but he wasn't. Wasn't even nowhere even close to the man's yard. But the homeowner held the homeless man at gunpoint. When Richard Russell showed up, he attacked the homeless man, even though the homeless man's telling me, hey, that man's got a gun over there. And the homeowner did have a gun. But soon as Russell got there, the homeowner ran inside and put his gun up. Then he came back outside. But this was after this homeless man got his ass whooped by these cops. Lieutenant Danko was one of the ones that was there. That's why I have his files. Because during this whole ordeal,
Okay.
not one of them wanted to hear what this homeless man had to say. They all jumped on the side of the homeowner, not realizing that he was the one who committed aggravated assault. You can't just pull a gun on someone. That's not how that works. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of dirty cops. Of course, you already know how dirty Richard Russell is. He's about the dirtiest damn one I've got. And this is all the body cam I've managed to get on him so far. We got in the Warrenton PD, which you've probably seen that one. Most people have. And let's go on down here. And this is Perry. I've got a video on him too. You'd be surprised, man. These internal affairs guys, they're not very bright. I'm here to tell you. Caleb Lee worked as a dental assistant, and he worked at what was it? A fast food restaurant or something. TGI Fridays, I believe. And yeah, these jokers aren't that smart. You can even see in their emails how manipulative they try to be towards citizens. They didn't even try to hide it. So what we got here? Let you just look over that. And we'll open up his personnel file so I can show you what I think he's a lieutenant. Maybe he's Sergeant John Perry. That's his name. And just a bunch of promotion sheets. You can kind of see right here, sideways. We started at in 1999. So roughly 24 years ago. Started off as a deputy, which is odd. They usually start off as a jailer, but I guess he got to bypass all that. And went through these ranks. And these are just his personnel files if you want to check those out. I'll just skip all past all this junk right here. Nothing much here, just application. Wait a minute, let me see. Looking forward, application he filled out. Yeah, these jokers are dirty though, man. You got to watch these jokers. It's wild to me how they got their own people investigating themselves. It's just crazy. I know it gets stated a lot online, but I don't think people really understand the magnitude of that and how wrong it is to have some, you know what I mean? It's like having your brother investigate you. Oh yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. He's good. Yeah, let's go on down through here. Find something. Just a lot of jibber jabbing. They have way too much paperwork that they have in this onboarding process they do. And of course, statements from people in the public that claim they know these guys and will say things. He was hired back in the Ronnie Strink days. I don't know much about Ronnie Strink and don't really care about the guy. Maybe one day I'll tell a story about him. if somebody can give me some good juicy information on him. FEMA certified. Very, very long personnel file. Let's get down to the bottom of this. All right, here we go. Here we go. So he worked at the gun cabinet. I think that's over there on Washington Road. Logan's Roadhouse. I hope somebody spilled their saddle on him. Bill Wright North Precinct. Okay, so just people he knew. So, yeah, you can see it right here. This chicken scratch handwriting, man. Like, who in the hell writes like this on a job onboarding? Here we go. Gun cabinet, Logan's Roadhouse, Jumbo Sports, gun cabinet again. 2 years there. 2 years there. A few months there. And who knows? And this is, I guess, this is when he left. Yeah, that's who's investigating these police. That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm telling you, man. We have got to get to a place where they have an outside independent agency investigate them that reports to the people. And of course, you know, Sioux Supply. I'm sure most people at this point have seen Sioux Supply. Put about 3 million views on him between all the videos and all the people that have covered him. Just a real clown, man. A real clown. Not a dangerous cop. Not somebody I'm willing to spend any more time on, that's for sure. But just a clown. A real clown. And this is the other cop that beat the inmate up in jail here recently. And he's got a voluntary resignation on here. These dates don't add up. But anyway, that's who that is. I need to start putting the actual footage, then I'd have it in too many folders, because a lot of these are connected in some shape, form, or fashion. So basically, here, let me show you. We'll go down to, we'll go back to Richard Russell, because this is kind of like the spawning point of everything. Let me get his complaint file real quick. Disciplinary file. Yeah, you find out about a lot of other cops in their disciplinary files. Maybe it wasn't. Russell has a lot, man. And typically what you'll find in here is sometimes he's involved with other people in these incidents. And then that spawns a whole nother thing. Well, let's go back out. Let's see real quick. And this is Robert Wilson. He was the one that was recently locked up by the GBI. Don't know where the charges are. Can't seem to find those anywhere. Not sure what's going on with that. But let's go down here and I'll show you something. And somewhere in Richard Russell's personnel files, I have the video of that on my channel, but Robert Wilson's name comes up. Let me find the... I'm trying to think of the incident. Now I look stupid because now I can't even think of which officer it was. It had to have been. Let me go back out of here. It was definitely Richard Russell. Had to have been. Definitely. Maybe it was in a complaint. Okay, so this is it right here. So this is an incident that Russell was involved in. Yes, the same cop with the Confederate flag screen on his phone from one of the recent videos I posted of him, several videos, multiple videos, where he got into an altercation with him and Robert Wilson, right here. And there was some racial things said, and they called this woman the B word. So that led me down the road to look into Robert Wilson. Yeah, I was looking into him long before they locked him up. So I got his personnel file, and I'm going to end up getting some body cam on him as well. But guys, I got to get past this this internal affairs knothead. Get him fired. Let me show you. Here's a good one right here for you. I requested that very body cam from that incident, and you can see on that report that I just showed you that he stated, Caleb Lee stated during the video, all of the above was recorded. But then over here, he says he doesn't have the video. This is the kind of liar that I'm dealing with right now. This is the kind of sandbagging bullshit that this internal affairs sergeant, how in the hell he got the sergeant, I'll never know. But this is what he does, man. This is constant with him. I'm constantly fighting this battle. And I don't know how many complaints that I got to put in with the Attorney General, but I'm willing to put in as many as I need to. I'm not going anywhere. I want to see accountability. I want to see some transparency here. I know that some of these police officers are doing really bad things. We need to see that. We need to expose them, and we need to get them away from guns and badges. Simple as that, man. So, I don't know how much more proof I got to show anybody, but because I've been shown a lot, especially in the emails. He's just constantly building an easy court case, and they've been sued before by Austin Rhodes. You can't find the article online. I'm sure he signed a non-disclosure, so it's all disappeared. But guess what? You can't erase the Wayback Machine. You can't erase ChatGPT, and you can't erase Google. The Internet Archives are there. So I already posted that in my community tab somewhere. But anyway, just want to throw that out there. I don't know why they would run the risk of putting themselves in that kind of situation when they know they're in the wrong. Roundtree really needs to be looking at these jokers, man, and getting rid of them, fire them. And the damn certification revoked. Monday, I'm calling the Georgia Post Council and reporting Caleb Lee for these violations that he's constantly doing. I mean, I've really about had enough of this shit. So let's keep going on. Deputy Rowe, you remember Deputy Rowe was in the video of one of my first audits, man. My first true audit, I guess you'd call it. And that's Lieutenant Lucas Grant right there. Like I said, I'm going to get more information on him later.
How you doing, Tom? How you doing?
What's your name and badge number, please?
Deputy Rowe, badge number C504. What's going on? What's going on?
Just exercise my right to.
So, yeah. But turns out Deputy Rowe just didn't want to. The guy was a lieutenant, man. You know, I mean, what you going to do? He could have made a police report. He could have done a lot of things, okay? I'm not going to sit here and beat the guy up because I've seen him do something really cool for a broke down family on the road. I couldn't react fast enough to get my cameras in place and to film it. So I ran into the convenience store to get something to drink because I figured I'd done missed the whole thing. And here comes Rowe. He came into the convenience store, man, and paid for the gas to get these people back up and running on the road, man, because it's in a really dangerous spot on Dangerous Road. So, you know, when I see stuff like that, man, it's like, okay, wait a minute. You know, I definitely don't need to be trying to pursue any type of investigation on police officers like that because we need more police officers like that. Straight up. Now, just a little advice to Officer Rowe, you know, at least make a police report. You know, if you don't want to confront your supervisor, fine, man. At least make a police report that it happened. You know, you didn't need to in this instance because I recorded it. But that's that. And that video has gotten a lot of attention. And, of course, you know, unmarked police cars pulling up, you know, wanting to make sure everything's okay because the guy with the cameras there on the sidewalk, you know, telling them what's going to happen. And that's this clown right here. It's unreal, man. What kind of attention a camera can bring. Well, let's move on. Ron Sellers. I'll let you guys hear that soon. Don't worry. I have all the conversations I've had with this guy. That's a developing story too. That's a crazy one. I think I've already shown you guys this one. No, it's a new one. Look at the complaints real quick. I'll go real slow. So if you want to use the pause, because I've never published this before, so you can go ahead and I probably won't make a story on this officer. It's highly unlikely. There's not really a lot here. Like, I'm not looking for, everyday kind of complaints. Like, oh, you pulled me over and, you gave me a ticket. And saying, I'm looking for real violations. Like, real civil rights violations, man. And so people, contact me privately and they mention things that they've gone through, and I immediately know what it is. It's sometimes, oftentimes they're really pissed off because the cop was an asshole. If I tried to investigate every instance like that, man, I would never. Oh my God, I'd quit my job. That's all I would do. It would be too much. I couldn't do that. So I really just have to focus on the really important ones. The ones that matter, the cops that will eventually hurt someone. And this is going to be a pretty big story for me pretty soon too. I work on it a little at a time. Officer John Tarpley, he was involved in a shooting at Charlestown Apartments, where a young lady shot at him after he pulled the car over, and she was a passenger, and she got out and started walking. She didn't do anything wrong, and they gave her commands to stop and what have you, and she just kept walking, and they chased her, and she pulled a gun and started shooting, and they shot her, and they charged her with all that. Well, I would just say this: those charges used to be on the court docket. They're no longer there. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it was a situation where they shouldn't have even, bothered her. Because they use the, I smell marijuana trick. It's BS. And I'm telling you something, man. The Supreme Court needs to, somebody needs to take that through the Supreme Court and get that, make that just unlawful as hell. Because you can't prove smell. You can prove a picture, you can prove sound, but you can't prove smell. So quite a bit on this guy, man. He's been very busy. Let's just look at his arrest record, and I'll show you. I've already published this somewhere. Let's look at his application real quick. Costco. He wasn't able to maintain a job for any length of time. Walmart, stuff like that. His complaint form is pretty deep. There's a lot of complaints in here. I published some of it, but not all of it, so I'll just kind of go through so you can look at it yourself. If you can't see it, change your video settings to the fullest resolution allowed, so the text will be clearer for you. It's that little sprocket wheel down there below. Click it. Going down last couple. This is what I'm saying, man. They get in trouble about their car being washed and trash in their cars and stupid stuff, wrecks. But this guy's got a pretty lengthy little deal here. And let's look at his. I'll show you his IE file right here. I'm going to go on a limb and say I was sandbagged on this. I definitely feel like there's more, because if you look at the dates, 2021. 2022, 2022. That's it. There's only 3 from 2021, 2022. Let's look at his arrest. $364 arrests from 2018 to 2023. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's more than 3 here. That's 1% of his arrest. There's no way that's all. It has to be more. But anyway, I can't prove that, so we move along. And I've got the citation from that traffic stop that caused that shooting. They will not release the body cam. Of course they don't. They never want to release anything that is harmful to their department, even if it means that someone's civil rights were violated, which I'm pretty sure that young lady's civil rights were violated when she was protecting her child from that damn cop. What we don't know is how many run-ins she's had with those particular 2 police officers before. And why does she feel threatened and scared of them? What have they done to her prior? See, that's the things you don't hear on the news. Well, guess what? Those are the things that I talk about. Those are the things I want to know. Why in the hell would a woman shoot at a cop with a kid right in front of her? There's a much stronger reason than she just don't like cops. Okay, there's no way. But you know, developing story that will be in the works as well. Well, it is in the works. We have another officer here, Welch. We'll look at his IA file because I've never published anything on him yet before. Here we have some letter of reprimand. Wow, pretty decent, pretty done, in-depth one right here. Okay, I'm going to the next one. It'd be too much to read because this officer, I haven't requested any body cam on this one yet, but I need to, and I'm going to. As you can see, there's no shortage of stories to tell, man. There's tons. I really have to try to shift my focus a little bit to telling a broader story, and really just kind of focusing on the powers above all these police officers and these sheriff's departments, and find out what the hell they're doing, man. What are these elected officials doing about all this? They have the same. They can actually go in and get all these documents and all this body cam for free. They can just get it, but they don't. But if they did, then they would see a lot of things that they probably wouldn't want to see, or wouldn't want to have to explain. Oh, yeah, this guy right here seems to be a troublemaker. Yeah, Playboy, we're gonna get a little bit more of your stuff for sure. Let's see where he's active right now. So, yep. No, he's a corporal, actively employed, in good standing. Jeremiah F. Welch. Got a file arrest. Let's see how many arrests he's done. 202. Between 20. That's not bad. I wasn't expecting for it to be that low, but okay. Typically, when you see internal affairs files that long, there's usually a lot of other things to go along with that. All right, we got Trimmingham, and this is for a friend. You know who you are if you're watching my videos. I posted this in my community forum, but this is it. This is all there is on him. It is alleged that this officer tased someone 6 times once back in 2015. That's the story I got. That's all there is on that, and we'll look at his arrest. Very interesting cop. With 400 arrests since 2014. Considerable amount more than the last officer. Let's get a bigger picture of his face. Trimmingham since 2009. And in the complaint file. I'm sorry, I almost forgot to give you the complaint file. This is where you'll glean a good bit of information as well. And you'll also see a lot of this unsustained. But listen, don't let that prevent you from filing a complaint on a police officer. Whether it's sustained or not, doesn't matter. Because later on down the road, a court case may come about. And a discovery motion may be used to obtain all of these records. Once that happens, they'll see all of these complaints from all these people that have gone unnoticed and just brushed off to the side. And then there'll be some people that have to answer some questions. It's usually the videos you see on YouTube. Well, I resign, I quit, I gotta go. And it's usually like that. You just run them off. Tasha Hurst, My favorite, man. She's great. Don't know if that video's in here. I got this in another one. Oh, it's in the Gracewood Tyrant folder. But not a bad cop. Not a bad cop. Just funny. Just really funny. Hilarious. I don't think she would harm a fly if it landed on her ice cream. But we go back up here to Gracewood Tyrant. Let's go in here. Uh-oh, where's my body cam? Uh-oh. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah. So this is her body cam.
Simply says right there. You know, if you went through anything in reference to like grants come by security.
I'm gonna turn the microphone, guys.
Liaison who does with the media and stuff like that. Now, when I approached him about it, he told me shut the fuck up.
All right. So first and foremost, this security officer just lied to that cop. I never cussed at him like that. Never. I don't do that unless an officer cusses at me. I'm not cussing at them. I give them the same respect they give me. They're nice to me, I'm nice to them. You know, if they're cordial with me, I'm cordial with them. But if they start cop-splaining and carrying on like an idiot, yeah, man, it's gonna be just, man, go on, get away from me.
About his face.
By the way, just a quick follow-up. These security officers no longer are employed at Gracewood Hospital. They've gotten rid of all the security officers, and they don't have it no more. And according to Georgia Constitution Media, he updated me and said that he went back there and did a follow-up, and he was welcome. He was welcome with open arms. So that's just the power, guys. This is just the power of what can be accomplished when you hold a camera into the air. Just simply hold a camera up, let them see it. Then they automatically realize, oh my God, now people are seeing what I've been doing all this time. Uh-oh.
And I asked him a couple times. When he kept trying to come this way, I said, sir, you're going to have to leave. Because when I asked him, where's your name? He said, I don't have to answer. I said, well, fine. You don't want to answer me, you have to leave our property. Because all I was going to ask you to do.
So just understand that he chased me down. I was on the public sidewalk a good ways off from this campus. He got chased me down and told me to leave from the public sidewalk. Idiot. Idiot.
So I can get a hold of our media personnel and let them know, hey, we got media here. Do you want them on the premises or not? Because we got to have permission to come on our premises.
You look like one of them guys that try to do the video. This one of them guys that do the video. So
Dash Tasha Hurst. She is hilarious. I got the whole video up on the channel. If I can remember, I'll try to put a link below the video. It'll be a lot of links, man, if I went back and linked all the videos, but they're all there. If you guys just want to breeze through them and check them out. I post all this stuff.
gotta be cautious and everything like that. Try to make sure.
So listen, I want you to hear what she just said. She says they gotta be cautious and everything like that.
Answer all the questions right and
Answer all the questions right.
But we won't be on YouTube.
So they won't be on YouTube. Ain't that crazy as hell to hear a police officer say that? That because there's someone filming them and watching them, they have to be careful. Yeah, that's a red flag. Even though the body cam I have previously requested after this incident on Tasha Hurst, she's, like I said, she's not a bad cop. She's just funny. But that's just their mindset, man. That's what they all think. That's how they all act.
Well, he's never passed that point.
Yeah, I can't remember who it is. Okay. How you doing? Okay.
I think he just referenced Ben with Georgia Constitution Media because I don't know who this cop is.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
So again, like I was telling you earlier, so see how I'm off to the side with the officer while they're huddling and carrying on about this whole YouTube thing. I wasn't really thinking about it in the moment to keep him tied up over there with me so they can continue on carrying on. Looking back, I regret not keeping him tied up and maybe engaging him in some long, drawn-out conversation just to keep Tasha Hurst to keep going, man, because she's hilarious. She's hilarious.
Right.
Hello.
Hey,
So
What's your name, badge
you-
number? Name and badge number, ma'am?
I have to give you my name and badge number?
Ma'am, you make contact with me.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have to make contact if you don't want me to.
What's that?
I don't have to make contact with you if you don't want me
That's what I
to.
was doing, that's all.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
So,
What's wrong with him?
So she said there's something wrong with him. This is the mentality, man. This is the culture we're trying to break right now. That we're trying to get rid of.
That's it. How you doing? What's your name, badge number?
Just a heads up. Also next year, July 1st, 2024, it will be mandatory. It'll be state law that these officers have to give you a card if you request it.
That's why I got mine covered up. I'm trying to keep.
He's got his name tag covered up because he doesn't want nobody to know about his little illegal activities, harassing citizens and chasing people down on sidewalks and shit.
Little ones too. But he's gonna try that.
Look,
Yeah, exactly.
and I put the mask on.
That's right.
So, explain to me.
And she put the mask on. I don't think I ever got I never requested a picture of her that they have on file, but I will. Nah, I don't know. I probably won't, but it's still a funny video to watch. It's hilarious. It really does give you an insight on how they think. So that's those, and of course, Officer Leathers. The body cam that I've got on this guy, it's not really bad. There are some red flags and indicators that show that he has some type of hostility issues, anger issues, what have you. I have those videos on my channel as well. There were some of the first videos I posted in the series on Jermaine Jones, and this is District Attorney Jarrett Williams, the one that just lets these cops ride, man, and kill people and get away with it. So I got this. I think I pretty much covered them all, guys. I believe this guy's retired. Got Lamborn. I'll show you his file. I don't know if I'm going to be making a story on him anytime soon. I couldn't really find anything in his files, but I'll let you look at them if you want to read over them. Let me turn this microphone back around. Okay. Yeah, not a lot on him. So now that I've shown you quite a few of these personnel files, what have you, so now you can kind of get a good sense of, how I go about investigating these officers. Or is it even worth, wasting the time to investigate them? Oftentimes, no. Sometimes, yes. One officer can lead to 5 other bad officers. And what I found in all these reports is that these bad officers run in little packs. But they're usually always the same ones on the scene when something really crazy happens. You can see it. John Tarpley's one of those. He's been involved in shootings before. He's been involved in all kind of crap before. And that's what you'll find, man. You'll find they run a little pack. So if you catch one of them, you can start tracking down the other ones and getting their body cam and just kind of reverse engineering the whole thing, and starting off with that arrest record. But to be fair, if anyone is pissed off that I'm trying to get Jermaine Jones body cam, just understand, had Parker Leathers never retaliated against Georgia Constitution Media for flipping him a bird, I wouldn't even know who the hell he was until that moment. And then I looked up his name on Google, and it came right on up. So yeah, man, and that led to Richard Russell, Christopher Brown, and Leslie Gator, Laurel Hucko, John Tarpley, and there's a couple others, but the main 4 is the ones I'm looking at. And of course, we have Gator over here. I have posted a lot of his stuff, but let me show you. He is one of the 4 officers that I am looking in. Investigating over the Jermaine Jones incident. Going down a little bit. And again. I don't know, maybe this is just the easier way to do it. If you guys like this, the way I'm doing this right now, I know it's long and drawn out, but if you like it and you get some value out of it, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and I'll try to do this every Saturday. And maybe just kind of do a different kind of way. I don't know. But right now, I'm just showing you just a basic summary of what all's involved in what I do. So that's it, man. That's it in a nutshell. Not really a whole heck of a lot else here to go over. I have a lot of more media down through here and a lot of stories that I'm working on other hard drives. I have 1, 2, and I have 6 or 7 other hard drives that are not plugged in that are put up. But lots of media, and of course all of the emails that I have. If you go up here and we type in, I'll show you how many open records requests I've done. Or we'll just type in no, we'll go back with some of my previous ones before McCarty went away. So this is kind of a lot. It's a lot. And what happens is, what they're trying to do with the Jermaine Jones body cams, they're trying to combine another request with it, which, as you can see here, I do requests all the time. That's just one PIO, William McCarty. But if you go up here and type in you'll see that a whole nother batch is down through here. So a lot of open records, man. And it's time consuming. It takes a lot of time to investigate these police officers. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's kind of weird, and I don't think anyone else has done anything like this before. I'm not sure. But just kind of want to take you guys through my files and show you what I have and how it's kind of laid out and structured, and the process to it all. So when I send this is just an example of a request. And as you can see here, with this request, one of the ones I picked up, he met all of them. Complete arrest record of adults, which is something that I'm being told I can't get no more. Now it's well, let me find one, I'll show you. Down through here. May have been this one. Yeah. So on this one, as you can see, I requested that very document, which that's what it's called. If I can find it down here, and I'll show you really quick. Adult arrest by officer. All arrests made by adult. Same thing. And this is what they give me back now, is the total number of arrests of 326. So I don't get that document no more, and it wasn't included in the files they sent. So just like I said, man, just constant frustration in the open records process with the Richmond County Sheriff's Department. You know, at some point in time, the mayor or the sheriff, somebody needs to step in and do something about their transparency. Because right now, I'm not seeing any transparency. Guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Thank you for your support. It means a lot. It really helps push this along. It gets more eyes on it. It is helping people in ways that you don't even know. That family in Warrenton, I talk to Mr. Kenneth often. You have no idea what the support, how appreciative they are. I want to, put that in a phone call and let you guys hear it. And I probably will later, Mr. Kenneth, it's okay with that. But you have no idea, man, the outpouring of support, how good it feels for them, and to be trampled on like that by multiple police officers in your home, 80 years old. It's just, it's so vile. You know, I can't even sit here and think of a cuss word or description for Richard Russell that would really be accurate. Accurate, yeah. So I just have to say vile. Just vile, man. Real vile. And the chief is vile too, Ron Sellers. We'll be getting more into him as time goes on. Trust me. That's a project I definitely want to put in front of you and show you. And the judge, man. The judge as well. So we have a lot of people, man, not wanting to do the right thing. And I've just started doing this. Not even really got my feet wet in it yet. Fam, I love everything about you. I appreciate your support. I hope you have a great night and have a great rest of your weekend. And if you like the video, hopefully we'll do